Open Space meeting to order, and if we would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you very much for coming tonight. Appreciate it. And at the danger of embarrassing Roberta, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Better than the alternative. Right?
Yes. Motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Are there any corrections?
I make a motion we approve them as presented.
Second.
Third.
Fourth.
Okay. Are there any additions or deletions to this agenda or to the current or future agendas that we might want to put on?
Well, how do we know if future agenda deletions?
Okay, we'll take that off.
Shoot.
We'll say that, we'll limit that to any changes to the agenda for tonight.
No.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, you could say I want to add this topic
Yeah.
to future
Right.
agendas.
Right.
So that
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Right.
Woody? You
No,
okay?
no, I got nothing.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Under projects and processes, I'll give about a 15-second dissertation on the sign that we're going to put up on East River Road.
That'll be close. It'll be an hours in this thing.
If it's any longer than that, I'll buy. If it's any shorter, you buy.
I don't think so.
Okay, Leah is not here tonight to give her report for the Recreation Commission. I will call Leah to see if she hasn't been able to attend due to a conflict of meetings, so I'm going to ask her to advise me as whether she might want to get a substitute to attend some of the future meetings so that we can have some two-way conversation between the Recreation Department and the Open Space Committee. Wally is not here tonight to give his updates and as far as the bike path is concerned, but Pat, did you attend? You attended the meeting?
I attended it, yes. They had, I'd say, between 25 and 30 people there.
Okay.
Umbrellas were up, so everybody was safe. The children were very enthusiastic about the trail. And to me, it was a bigger turnout than when they had the groundbreaking,
Okay.
I thought.
Okay.
So, and then the Boy Scouts, as I said previously, had the lemonade and cookies in the church.
Okay.
So,
Did you see them?
Good.
See the bike path marked? The red markers?
Okay, Pat, anything, okay, anything else as far as?
nothing about that. It was
Okay.
they didn't have any surprise guests, no Miss America, nothing like that. It was just subdued.
Oh, you had the lady. The lady was there, wasn't she?
Which lady?
Lady that cut the red.
Oh, yeah, she was,
And some other guy. What was that?
they were two of the original,
Or Jack Delphi, yeah.
yeah, they were two of the original people who started the idea.
Yeah.
So they were able to,
Right.
and I thought it was a nice juxtaposition because you had the obviously very elderly senior people who started the whole idea. And then you had all these little munchkins who were going to be enjoying it. So
yeah.
I thought it was nice. It was a nice event. Our superintendent could not attend, so Wally was the master of ceremonies.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. As far as property acquisitions, we are going to be adjourning to a closed-door session after the meeting to evaluate for the township manager a parcel of property that is being proposed for purchase, And I believe Dale mentioned to me, although he didn't go into detail, there might be some additional properties that we should be looking at in the near future. Roberta, anything, or Bert, anything with regard to the Conservancy?
Not really. There's the annual meeting is November 2nd.
Okay.
That's-
Let's make a note of that. I'll make it a point to attend. That'll be at the Centennial.
And when is
Farm.
that?
November 2nd. 10 a.m. I believe is.
And where will it be at?
Centennial Farm.
Okay.
What time, 10
Yeah.
a.m.?
Yep.
10 o'clock a.m. Okay. Anything else, Bert?
No.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Pat, the trail survey.
Okay. Brian and I were finally able to get together. I think it was a productive meeting. I had prepared a draft of what I thought maybe we would be doing with it, and I'll go over that with you. But what we've tentatively agreed on is that it's going to be in 3 parts. One part will deal with the nature trails. One part will deal with the bike trails. And the other part will be a set of questions construed to give us an idea of the demographics of the people who are responding, so that we can sort of get an idea at the north, south, east, west end and
Okay.
that type thing, so that we can, and you'll see on some of the questions, it'll be nice to see, if one trail is being used by a lot of people who sent in or not. But
Okay.
I know working on the trail over there by the Nature Center is a very busy trail. There are a lot of people on that trail. So we are going to be actively working on identifying the method for getting this out.
Okay.
I'm going to be contacting Kathy Walker to see if this new computer stuff she's putting in for the township has a software program that lets you take surveys.
Okay.
It seems like, being that it's a township system, they might want to take surveys, they might want to make it available to any of the commissions or the committees.
Okay.
So I'll be contacting her on that. Brian and I are meeting the 3rd week in October. He's going to have developed some of his questions. We're going to have some questions regarding demographics, and I'd like feedback from you folks tonight on that. And our goal is to keep it short, to be very careful that the questions that are asked are worded in a manner that does not tilt people in any specific way.
Okay.
In a way, that's going to be, I think, one of the hardest things to do, is to have the questions worded correctly. So based on that, I'll show you what we have so far. The questions, when you get to the second page, I'll give you time to read it, the first 4 were taken directly from the survey we did previously, so that we can sort of have continuity. Even though we know that the respondents will be very different than the ones that did it initially. And I haven't added yet here the part 3, because I don't know if it's going to be separate or mingled in, or how we're going to do that yet.
Okay, so the first 5 questions I can see were,
Yep,
first 3 were
the first 3.
pulled right off the one
Yep,
we did in
yep.
2002.
4, 5,
Are new, okay.
6, 7, 8 is an old one.
So do
4, 5, 6, and 7 are the new questions from,
so do you think it'd be better to mail this out versus putting it on the internet? How many people you think
That's
are
what
gonna respond on the
I'm
internet?
not sure.
I don't
That
think-
is
I don't
our
think you're gonna have
concern.
Many people,
Yeah,
unless you get it in writing.
yeah. But
Right.
one of the things I have to get from you is budget. We think if we do it electronically, the chances of getting the software will be free. Otherwise, there could be a $200 charge that would be split between the bike path people and us. If we go to a print, I imagine the cost would be more than 200.
You mean mail it?
Yeah, print it and
3,500
mail
last
it.
time?
It was pretty expensive, yeah.
3,500.
Yeah, that's why most places go electronic. However, we want, and I'm right with you because I know the problems other organizations have had with people responding electronically. When the Grosio Yacht Club went to their newsletter being electronic, they had to still keep printing it. When the Garden Club went to the newsletter electronic, at least for the first 2 years, they kept dual system. So we want to make sure that we reach the maximum.
Your memory, Woody, I think your memory better. Did you say we spent about $3,500?
I thought it was 3,500, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
That, okay, I'll get that. I'll pull it up, but I think you're.
I think it was
I think
more
you're pretty
expensive
close
the
to
first
being-
time we did it,
Yes.
but the last time I think we did it was 3,500.
I can get it from,
And we didn't, the first time we did all the licking and sticking,
yes.
and the second time we didn't do that, it was all done by the mail.
First time we did it, I can remember sitting in there and
Yeah,
putting it together, and sending it out, and it was, what we did do is we put it like a postcard,
Yep.
and set it up.
Well,
so
I have a
that-
copy of it. Do you want me to show it? Or?
No, so all we had to do
No,
was
we
send
know
it
what it
back.
is.
Okay.
In other words, we had to send it back so they wouldn't have to put a stamp on it.
Right.
So it does run into some money. but-
And it will, because it's a joint one,
Yeah.
be bigger than the postcard.
Okay.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? You know, we brought up the issue of poison ivy in the wildlife sanctuary. Is there anything being done about that poison ivy?
I received from Daryl the information. Remember, he said they were spraying their place. And the company that he gave me is no longer doing that. So I still have to get more information on
Okay,
that.
because I think that's a serious problem, because I spent a lot of time at the nature center, at the Wildlife Nature Center, and
What do
it
they
really-
do?
Yeah, and it really isn't used that much, but when it is used, I mean, there's people there. But the idea is that they have, when we went in there and cut the vines out, they were, that big around.
I know there's a lot of vines because Keith Lehman has told me that some of the stuff he wanted to lay on the trails was full of poison ivy and he would not do it.
Well,
So, yeah.
this is, and this is something you shouldn't send people into a booby trap thing.
No,
so-
we would have to find
Should
some
that be, are
reasonable
you
way
saying
to
this should be on the
address that.
questionnaire?
No, I'm just saying, I just know that that's in the minutes, that we're going to have somebody look at it.
Yeah.
And I forgot where in the minutes that I
I
read
think
it.
it's
but-
going to be when Pat gives her report as far as the wildlife sanctuary is concerned.
Well, it could be, but
Because-
all I know is
Yeah.
that have you used the wildlife sanctuary? Okay, well, the only thing you really use it for is to walk the nature trail
Yeah.
through it. And you don't want to send them through a patch of poison ivy
So-
and have them get.
Pat, what do you want us to, any comments? Do you want
Well, what I would like you to do, I think, to be realistic, is to have you review it and then send me any comments, because you might come up with some really awesome ideas after you have a chance to digest it.
Okay.
But initially, what I tried to do in the introduction was to differentiate between a nature trail and a bike path. Because that, to me, is important because there are all kinds of different rules and regulations that pertain to the two different ones, and there's
Well,
two different types
they're
of
not going to
monies.
put a bike path through a nature trail, I mean,
No,
through
absolutely not, no.
open space property.
But see, this is a survey about both types. One is the trails and one is the paths.
Because-
As far as demographics are concerned, would you be interested? Do you think one of the things we might want to pull off is when you're reviewing the data? Would it be nice to know where the respondents live? Not necessarily address, but maybe what street they might live on.
That's what we're trying to figure out. We have looked at the way the city of Trenton did theirs.
Yeah.
And what they did is they had the map of Trenton, and then they had it split and said section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all you had to do is say, I'm from section 1, I'm from
okay.
section
That's-
2.
yeah.
But we're going to, as I say, find a very easy way of doing without people feeling threatened to think that they're going to be revealing too
That-
much personal.
In my mind, would be the best way to handle it.
Okay.
Okay, that's my personal. Okay, I would suggest that just take a look at this and then send Pat an email.
Yeah, I'll be meeting on the 21st again, so you've got time to
Okay,
look at it.
okay, send your comments back to Pat. And again, we want to use a method so that it's extremely simple. It's not so
Right.
complicated that people are going to look at it and put it in file 13.
Put it in a pile,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Okay.
shortest, the simplest, the better. That's our goal. And that, unfortunately, that takes more time. But we are still working on the timeline to get this done this year.
Good, okay.
That's our,
Okay. Anything else, Pat?
none of this, no.
Okay. Any comments? I think okay, we're told.
Looks like a good start.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you get back to Pat on this as quickly as possible, I think she'd appreciate it. Wildlife sanctuary, trail work. Pat?
All right, it's looking good. We have from Morkland to within 50 feet of where the trail branches completed with the mulch. The Boy Scouts are going to be telling me when they can go back and start putting up the edging, using up some of the fallen trees that are there.
Yeah.
It will make the trail a little bit more definitized, and it will clean up the area, and that should look good. Bill Centiliver had finished up all that mulch spreading that we didn't get done,
Okay.
and we had 4 more truckloads come in from Mr. Lehman, and those are all spread. So we're up to all the mulch that we have is spread at this point.
Okay, and how far are we now from
Within 50 feet of the branch
where it goes off into
from
the...
Morkland. Yeah, where it goes around this way,
Yeah, okay.
right where we want to put the bench.
Yeah,
And then from Horse Mill down, we have about 100 feet of that done,
really?
mulch.
Okay.
So we've got just one section and the little branch to complete.
Okay. How are we going to get that done? Should we get the Boy Scouts do that with the wheelbarrows, or should we have another?
We should not have to do any more wheelbarrowing. Mr. Centiliver is in town now. He's not going back to Mexico City all the time. And he said anytime we get mulch laid, give him a call and he'll bring his little magic tractor in and spread it for us.
Wonderful.
So the only thing we need the Boy Scouts to do for us now
Okay.
is to do the edging.
Wonderful. You know, Bill has done a tremendous job, and we've thanked him publicly for that. I don't know what else we can, but just to, acknowledge him again when we get it complete,
Yeah. And he's very willing to do it.
Would he be willing to come to a future meeting so that we can acknowledge him?
What kind of machine is he?
I have not a
Have
clue.
you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. He does it so fast that, I mean, the mulch was dumped at 11 I was over there at 1, and it was already spread.
It doesn't take long to do.
No, not if you have the right equipment, but trust me, if you've got wheelbarrows and pitchforks,
Well, it depends on who's behind the wheelbarrow and who's on the pitchfork.
Well, we had some
we
very,
had more fathers than we did
yeah.
young men, but
But
It was
I'm
fun.
I'm a little experienced in that area.
So
Yeah.
it was fun. It was hard work, but it was fun what we did.
yeah, it was fun.
And just from an editorial, emotional comment of mine, I was extremely pleased with the coverage we got in the camera.
Yes, and I thanked him when I saw him at the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
He was happy to be
Well, I
thanked.
sent a nice thank you to Lena.
Good.
I think they did I thought she was going to do something, but I didn't know what.
She did a good job on
She
Dakota.
did, so that was good PR for us.
It was very good. Yes.
They kind of goofed this last week, though.
What do you mean?
Well, they got on the golf outing.
Oh,
Did you see that?
no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, they got the names of the people under their pictures. In one case, they call them. They got the name of a woman under a man, and a man under a woman, and the woman in both cases is the wrong woman.
Well,
I mean, that's not the name.
Well,
of the
they did a
person.
good job on
it's
ours.
a
The person's
did a
name
good
is
job
not
on ours.
is
They
not
really
right.
did.
Now, I do have a question, though. Do we have, for this group, any kind of a historical scrapbook or notebook or anything on
nothing.
what,
well, excuse
what
me,
happens,
I-
other than your awesome notebook that has the world in it?
That very nice notebook.
Yes, that notebook right there.
I do have a lot of the old newspaper articles in there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I kept that article just in case we had something that it goes into.
Okay.
How much land have you scratched out on the maps that we did of people who bought property or building on that property? We etched them out.
You mean you're going back about 10, 12 years ago?
Yeah, but I mean, this last year, how many did you do this year? Crossing out land that's just barren to houses.
Oh. I haven't done that.
Okay.
No, it's a good point, though. That's something.
I think Joe Assorti did a pretty good job on that at one time.
We all
I
did.
don't know where it is, but I mean I think he.
We sat, is that when you and I
And I
sat?
sat down and did that thing,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you kept it up, you said you were keeping it up.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been doing a very good job of that lately.
Okay, so how many years you gotta go back?
How long has Joe been gone? 3 years.
I
Time
think
goes
I
by pretty
replaced him, didn't I? Joe Lasorti.
No, you
Assorti.
replaced.
Not, it's
Yes.
Assorti.
Assorti.
Yeah.
You replaced.
Because he was not on there when I came on.
I think it's time goes by pretty fast, but I
But to
think
your
it's about
point,
3 years
Woody,
already.
we
Yeah.
should go back and we haven't done that.
Yeah, well,
Well, we
do you
should
know
do
when you
that.
stopped?
Yeah, it was quite a long time ago. I think Carol can help us with that.
I hope so.
Yeah, we should pick that up. Basically, what it is a map which showed
A book.
a book which showed the description of all the privately owned property that's vacant.
Right.
That's what we did, and that's got to be updated.
Then we scratched out when
Somebody built on it.
somebody bought it and put land on it. put a
Or
house
else,
on it.
if it was privately owned and we bought it for the open space program.
Yeah, or the township, or the conservancy.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Whatever happened to the property to put a hold on us being able to buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Two things. I pointed out to you that when they were doing the construction on the bike path, they sort of damaged our trail sign. So that will, I don't know if we want to replace it right away or just let it fall
The metal
apart.
sign?
It was the
The-
trail sign.
The
It's-
trail sign that we put in that says trail,
Metal.
no, it was wood, the base,
The post is
the
wood.
post.
The sign
It was
itself is
split.
metal.
One of the
Right.
pieces of equipment broke it.
Okay.
So
But
should
that
be-
will have to be replaced sometime.
Yeah.
And the other question I have is, since I've been working on the trail, I have become aware of a trail called the Ferry Trail. You all know about that one?
Yeah, it's the one that's partly owned.
From the
It's private land.
gas station
Oh, know about that. I know about the
that
one.
comes out back by the post office. No,
Oh.
it comes out on Ferry Road.
Yeah, Perry, and it goes to Stout.
Yeah, but
Okay,
anyway,
part
it
of that land
starts
is-
at the,
Part of that land is private,
okay,
so that's the reason
Yeah.
we haven't done anything with it, because it's private right by your
It's-
house.
Yeah, I know, I'm responsible for
Okay.
overseeing that thing, but there's a lot of traffic, people doing,
Yeah.
not legal traffic on it.
yeah.
You know, they bike traffic and,
I think that's one of the reasons why I think
but it's private property, it's
it
not,
behooves us for the trails that we're responsible for, that we clearly mark that these are trails, so that if people go off on private property, we're not sending them there. We're saying, this is our trail, here's a sign marking the
well, see,
beginning
the
and
people that
end.
would use that trail, the only way they'd be able to get to the bike path or wherever they're going, they'd have to turn around and go the other way.
Oh,
Because-
see, I don't know, I haven't,
Yeah, well,
I had never heard of
it's-
it before.
It's, I'm not sure how long that distance, probably about 300 feet, maybe 400 feet, is private property. This would be from someplace within the wooded area till it gets to Ferry Road.
Okay,
Okay, it starts at Ferry and goes in 300?
I mean, with it's
400
private property,
Huh?
it's private property.
Yeah, and then it starts,
Yeah.
okay, so we go in 300 feet,
Yeah,
wherever it
and
is.
the fellow who owns
put
the
the crap in
property
there.
immediately east of that
Yes.
is a fellow by the name of Bray, B-R-E-Y, and he has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cars in his garage.
oh dear.
Phil
He's
Bray.
an antique, yeah.
Yeah, I know Phil.
So I
very,
think
very
that's
well.
even more important, why, when we send the survey out, we list the trails that are open space trails.
Yes.
So people know this is not private property, and if you're gonna go on the others, then you're
You
trespassing
do
and
it.
you're on your own.
You do it, yeah.
Right, okay. And I will look into that poison ivy for you.
Yeah, well, the poison ivy is of concern. I'm not allergic to poison ivy.
Well, I'm deathly allergic to
Well,
it, so,
Cliff is too.
yeah.
He found out.
So I
But
just
I
stay
forgot what
far
he was
away from
doing,
it.
but he got all dosed up with poison ivy, putting up signs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when, you know, I mean, it could be life-threatening,
Well,
really.
it could, and part of the signage we do might be identifying for them. You know, this is what it looks like if it's any place here,
Well,
and make sure
my-
it's not on the
well,
trail at
My
all.
mother was so allergic to it, she could get like from here to that door.
Then I hope she didn't go out in the woods much.
Well, she said she knew where to go, not
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get
And
there,
that's what we need
Yeah, we
to
had-
help people do, be educated on how to be in the woods and enjoy it and not endanger themselves.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woody, first chance I get, along with your last comment, I know where that book is. It's in the building department. I call it DPS. I'll get it out and see what we need to do. I think that Carol can help us update it, I believe. But I'll take that on, okay?
Which are you taking on?
This is the comment that Woody made about, we
Sure,
had a
which-
book. We had a book.
Oh, yeah,
We
right,
had a
you
book,
are.
and,
Mhm.
yeah, we should have that.
There shouldn't be too many we have to do, because not that many people have built anything.
Yeah, well, that's right. Everything has sort of come to a standstill.
Right.
The only one that's built anything is the one that's on Meridian there, with all those houses that are going up now. But that's all land that was bought by them a long time ago. So we should have scratched that out.
Right.
Okay, anything else, Pat, as far as the,
The only other thing is the bench,
oh,
and we know that we have the $300 from the Garden Club, but I have not had an opportunity to follow through with Pat on that, or to look up and start getting some ideas of types and prices.
okay,
Unfortunately, September is my travel time, and I've been
okay.
in and out checking in on grandchildren, so.
Okay.
Got one trip left.
Okay, you're going to get with a Pat, what's her name last name?
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Yep.
And
But she's on the grandchildren's circuit too, so we gotta,
so you're going to go with are you leaning towards a composite bench? You know, the
the
composite.
Trek.
The Trek.
That's
with
what
the-
I'm leaning
With
toward.
the steel base on it.
That's what I'm leaning toward.
Frankly, I think that's.
And it
that's
would,
what-
it would be, well, we might not even have to have a steel base because I haven't had a chance. Art, you probably know more about this. The
Well,
ones the Lion
Art
Club's
gave,
put in.
gave us, you have a copy of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we were asked, or by Carol, to give them the information on where they can get the benches that we have in common
Right,
in a lot of different locations.
yeah.
The 6-foot wide bench and the it's made out of recycled plastic.
Is that like Trek?
It's not Trek.
Not
But it's recycled plastic, but it'll last a long time.
Okay,
Now, you take the benches that we have out here, that's made out of teak wood. Those are expensive.
Yeah.
yeah, I
really
know. You
expensive.
say teak wood
And
and
they
it's
won't last long,
expensive.
will they?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know how long they'll last. We've had them here now 9 years, and they're still okay.
Well, if you keep,
But the idea of these other benches are, but the nice thing about these other benches, they're very heavy.
Good.
They weigh 300 pounds.
good.
and
So
they don't
that
go
means
away,
what?
and they don't go away easy.
You said it right. They can go away because we've had them swiped off of Macomb Street. I mean, and disappeared off of Macomb Street. Somebody took them and took them someplace else. But if you have a fork truck or something like that, you can pick it up and take it. But the idea is that they're heavy enough so that when you put them down, you position them, you can get them balanced out. Cut the holes in the ground or however you want to get it
Yeah.
so that it's level, and they'll stay that way.
Okay.
But the trouble we had on Macomb Street, though, is the kids would take that bench and move it over close to the sidewalk so that they could use their roller blades, or a skateboard, and scoot down the sidewalk and then jump up on the bench.
Innovative.
And then down, yeah.
Future
You
Olympians.
you and I would would make nervous wrecks out of us, but hell, they do this, they hit the thing this
You
right.
and I
they-
would have broken bones is
Well,
what
you're
we would have.
right, but that's what you see them do, but that's dangerous, but where they'd want to put these benches there, they wouldn't have to worry about that, because you couldn't run with a skateboard down that.
So you're going to get in touch with Pat.
I'll get in touch with Pat and
Okay.
I'll come up with some ideas about the
And then
poison
as
idea.
far as what we'll do is, at the proper time, we should order the bench. It might take a little time to get it.
It comes real fast.
So does it?
Yeah, if they go to the same source that I gave the information to Carol. I didn't finish the story. People wanted to know where they could buy a bench like that as a memorial to.
Well, you
one
must
of
have
their
done that
friends.
after I talked to Carol, because when I talked to Carol, she said they had nothing.
Okay, well, this is within, I don't know, time goes by pretty fast, Pat, but I would say it was within the last month or so that
Yeah, and I was there
that
at
I-
least before
that
that.
I gave her the information.
Good.
So that she can get it.
Great. And then when this is all done, we may have future recommendations for maintenance of the trail and improvements. Okay?
Good.
Well, the wood chips, well, you have to be recognized that the wood chips is probably about 3 years.
Right, okay.
You'd be lucky to get 3 years out of the whole thing. But, so it'll have to be maintained. You just have to have more wood chips on top, because once you got the trail broken, but the side pieces that are going in, it's gonna rot out. That wood will be gone. But the idea is it marks it, and then before it goes to pot, if you put more wood chips on top of it, then you still got that outline of the trail. And it's a lot easier to put the wood chips on top of an
Yeah.
existing trail than it is to break a trail and try to do it
Exactly.
that way. So
Exactly.
in 3 years, you come back in with a few more wood chips and build it up again.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Pat?
Not at this point.
Okay. Okay, the next item is the dump the junk. Woody, I think you're going to need some volunteers. right?
Yeah. I talked to Jack Creechy. He's thinking about it, and I just talked to the guy who did it on Sunday, him, his wife, and then he brings
Uda?
Pat's.
O'Connor?
Huh?
Uda Escarot.
Yeah,
Yeah, Uda.
and then
Marguerite?
Pat's husband
Marguerite.
came
Marguerite and
sometimes
Ingo?
Yeah,
on Sunday afternoon. So,
Yeah. Well, I'll help on Saturday again.
okay.
and put me down for Saturday too, I'll be there.
Okay, so let's see what we got. I got, we got Saturday AM. And who wants to work Saturday AM?
I
Me.
can do that.
Okay, well, two of you will be
Yeah.
Pat and
Me,
me. Okay, I'll just put down me.
Cliff.
Flip, okay. Okay, that's Saturday morning.
At 9 o'clock or 8,
Well, it'll be 9 because I have to come at 8,
okay.
open it. At 8 before the people for electronics.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay, now we got Saturday afternoon. Maybe Daryl.
Okay, Pat, or Bertie, can you?
You know, I need to check and see if I'm in town that weekend.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we are, but
Okay, I can take Sunday AM, because I'll open it up, and we'll try to get, what's his name? He did it last year, huh?
Daryl? You mean?
No. Uda's daughter's father?
Margaret
That's right.
Hasselroth.
That's right. And her husband's name is
Ingo.
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 Okay. I'm going to try to get Ingo for Sunday afternoon,
Okay,
What's the date on that?
it's the 20th.
20th.
19th and 20th.
So the afternoon, so the shifts are from 1 to when? 8 a.m.?
9
to-
till 12.
9 to 12:30, and then 12:30 to 4. 9, 12:30, and 12:30 to 4. And that's the 19th and the 20th. And it's October. We have the guy coming in, supposed to be dropping a dumpster from Fritz Incorporated
Yeah,
for steel,
yeah,
and he'll supposedly takes it. If you need more, he said he'd bring him back one on Saturday, but if it doesn't, they'll take it, and they'll just weigh it and whatever they do, and give us the money, and we can give it to when we decide.
How much do they pay you, do you know?
Huh?
How much does he pay for it,
Pay for what?
for the steel?
I have no idea.
Because, you know, that's his whole business.
I know that,
Okay,
but we're trying to get the money for something
okay,
for us, like the dogs or the something,
okay.
rather than give it to somebody who wants to weight lift or sell it himself.
you're talking about contribute to some charitable organization?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like the dog people, the animal farm for the animals.
a local charity.
Something local, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
It's not going to go to the donut shop or the ice cream store.
It's not going to go to the general fund.
Right, no, and it's not going to the general fund. No way.
Okay,
Woody, are we going to have a fall
Yes,
wood cutting?
yes, we are.
Okay.
And that's the next thing. Cliff asked me what dates that I would like, and I said the last weekend, I think in November and the first weekend in December.
I think 24th, 23rd, and 24th of November,
No,
or
it can't be the 24th. It's got to be the 27th, because the 24th is usually Thanksgiving, I
it's
think.
Thanksgiving.
So it could be that same weekend, because a lot of people are home, and they might get to bring their kids up, and we can have it for 2 days.
Yeah,
I'd rather do it for 2 days and see if we can clean some of this crap up we got.
okay.
Yeah.
And if it's bad on that day, if it's snowing like hell out there, nobody's going to come and slip and fall.
Yeah,
because we've had that happen before. So it'd be the next weekend, whichever it is, the first weekend in January, December.
Okay, so, you got your magic wand there?
I think it's November 27th, but it might not be.
If I can-
Thanksgiving is November 28th.
November 28th, so that would be like December what? What's the Saturday and Sunday of that week?
Of this week?
Yeah.
Before or after?
After
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving be the Saturday the 30th, and then Sunday the 1st.
Okay, November 30th, December
Yeah,
1st.
yeah.
Okay, and then if that all hell breaks loose, then we got to snow like crazy, we go in to December the following weekend. So what is that, the 7th?
It'd be the 7th, yeah.
That'd be the 7th
No.
and the 8th.
7th and 8th, okay. That will be, and we'll do it from like 9 to 4, is that good? Or 9 to 5, what do you want?
When did we do it before? What was it before? It was 9 to 5.
I think it was 9 to 5, yeah.
Okay, 9 to 5, so first guy goes to 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
the second people go from 1 to 5.
Yep,
Okay. All right. We'll get the signs out. We'll get the signs made at Paragraphic. Just change the date, Woody.
Yeah,
yep.
Now, we don't have to decide tonight.
No,
how we're
no,
gonna
no,
do it.
no, no.
Okay, we're just, okay. Okay, wood cutting is either.
usually it's,
It's November 30th or December 1st, or a snow date is December 7th or 8th.
right, and usually it's, they load up on the first day, and you might have a few scratchers the second day.
Okay.
Now, on Horse Mill, they have a few logs sitting there, not much. So if they can't pick it up, say they can't come in and cut it, or they don't want to, we could drop one car can go in there and clean that up.
Yeah.
And cut it and bring it to the road, so they don't have to, they can't get on the bike path.
Yeah, that was, I was here at the township yesterday to run all this stuff off, and I saw the guy from Rains, his name is Sahil Dabak, and he's the liaison between Rains Company, who did the engineering work on that.
Oh, he is Rains.
He is Rains, yeah.
He owns it.
Oh, does he?
So hi.
Oh, yeah, so I owns it, another guy own it.
Okay.
So it's him.
Okay. To make the long story short, he says, let me take a look at it. He said, but we got to be very careful that we don't damage the trail, or the bike path.
Yeah, so you walk it over.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't that much log there. You know, you could use a wheelbarrow or something like that
Yeah.
to come across it. Because you got bikes that are going across it. Why can't wheelbarrows go across it?
Well, they really ought to cut it up into small enough pieces so that they don't have it overloaded if they take.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
they'd
mean,
go across
somebody,
with their
somebody,
chainsaw.
one of us can be watching them, and when they clear that up, then they can go on and go
Yeah.
back to one of the other stuff that we gotta get rid of.
Okay. I think when do we do it? The next meeting, we'll decide exactly where we're going to do it, Woody.
Yeah, I think we should clean up Horse Mill unless we don't do it. You're gonna get TNT to do it, and they're gonna be carrying it across,
Yeah.
and they'll use their wood chipper.
Yeah,
Because most of it's maybe not that great, and it's not that much. There's only one big log there, and that I've seen, and that's mostly the stuff is on Horse Mill between Park Lane and the Thoroughfare Bridge. The rest of the stuff's all clean, I think.
What
most
we
of it.
can do is we can take a look at a couple spots and decide
Yeah.
among ourselves.
What about that? Well, that spot that over on East River Road, that's all cleaned up because we took TNT in there and they went back 30 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want to, people say, well, how come you don't go way back? I mean, we can go back to Meridian if you want to. You want to come in and cut it? Come on.
Okay. All right. So so as far as the dump the junk thing, we're all set for that now.
Yeah, well, okay, so if Ingo can't do it, then one of you are gonna have to do it.
Okay. I'm going to be tied up Sunday, but I will be here Saturday.
Okay,
Okay.
well, if Ingo can't do it, maybe Pat's husband can do it. If he can't do it, maybe Jack Pucci can do it.
Okay.
They can't do it.
for
I'll-
which?
Sunday afternoon.
On which date?
Sunday afternoon.
This Sunday?
How about the 20th?
Okay, got it, yeah,
Okay.
Okay, welcome to this world.
I'm all right. Yeah, Dick, he's getting into this trail thing and everything.
Okay.
Now that he has his boot off.
Is boot off?
He tore his Achilles
Oh,
tendon.
yeah, right. Yeah, you can,
Yeah.
it isn't really hard to do this thing on, the dumped junk. It's, you just
Yeah.
have to sit there and watch, you don't cheat.
You don't do any physical work.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
yeah.
do, but some, you don't, most of the time you don't.
But he actually, had to start learning to walk again.
Okay.
So he's getting there.
And
He's
they
not
help-
walking the dog yet, but
Well,
he's
last time
walking.
those guys helped you out.
I know. We were very happy to.
Now, this year we won't, because we'll be doing it ourselves, and they're gonna
Yeah.
be dumping.
Oh, one more thing, Woody. As far as Donna Depp is concerned, she usually makes the signs
Yeah,
out for
she's
the
gonna, she said she'd be ready. People have been calling already.
Okay, and she's going to make a sign for the electronics.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll ask her to make sure of that.
Okay. And it'll be an article for the camera. And Woody, I don't know. I'll give you. I don't know. Did I give you a draft of that? But if not, I will. You look at it and see what you think.
Of what?
Put article on the camera and the website.
You're a good writer, just write it up.
Okay. Anything else, Woody? As far as the
No, we got the junk, and we got the cutting, and that's
Okay.
all we need.
Okay.
Okay. The next two items, the ordinance for the open space use. I'm going to pass that out for some discussion. Wally was going to talk with the attorney on this and with some of the board members to get their views on it. But Berta, there were some comments that you had on this that he said, well, did you send him an email with some questions or
I
comments?
think I thought I replied all to your sending, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is what, I'm just repeating what he told me, so.
Okay.
And I think either one of two things, if the board, for whatever reason, doesn't want to put this as an official ordinance, my thinking is, these are the rules, we'll put them we can put them on the trailheads and said, word it in such a way that this is what we expect you to do,
Okay, this number 4, unless advance permission is given to the public safety, that means the cops, right?
Yep.
So who's gonna watch them? The cops give them approval, and who's watching them? Not the cops, but the people that are doing it.
Well, this sort of thing is, for example, last year there was the owl prowl. That was
Owl?
Owl prowl. And there's another one that's, so last year, somebody from Detroit Audubon Society, Dr. Jim Bull, came out and it started off at St. James Church, and then I think we were in the open space area. I'm still kind of new, so I don't know what's conservancy, what's open space, and stuff. But so we had a bunch of people, and they brought their smartphone with owl calls, and so they played Screech Owl.
I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about the people coming in with their chainsaws.
Well, but you're asking who's going to watch the people who are given permission. And I'm just saying that when people are given permission and it's an event that, it's an orchestrated event, then they don't need to be watched.
I know that, not that, but if the police give them permission and they're in there cutting,
Well, obviously, we're going to tell the police, they would know that they're not going to give permission to anybody
Okay,
to go in and
all right.
cut.
Yeah.
they
Except
have
during the
given
conflict.
it before.
Wait, you don't call owls during the daytime, though, do you?
No,
No.
It's at night.
right.
Yeah.
There's two, I guess we're kind of talking at cross
Yeah.
purposes.
well,
But,
that's-
so you're saying that,
You're talking about daylight work. and
Yeah.
He's talking about people going into the
Okay.
wooded area to call owls to see if they can
Yeah, no
scare out
problem.
any owls.
Yeah.
but you're saying that the police have given permission to people to go cut?
No. I don't
They
think-
have?
They have?
Yeah, before, not.
Oh, not now.
Not the
You
last,
said 'em- you
last
have 'em
time we
straight,
did it,
yeah.
a couple years ago,
Yeah.
they gave permission.
The purpose of this was to your point. If some organization with Boy Scouts wants to go in, maybe have an overnight camp, an overnight camping experience, or maybe some organization wants to, like the OWL event, just talk. The representative would call the police department and say, we want to have this event at this particular open space, during the evening or during the night, or we want to stay overnight. As long as you get advance permission, you can do that.
I mean, I would think they would need to run it by us and notify the police.
And I would think if the police knew that there was an event going on, they would swing by and just sort of,
Sure.
it makes common sense.
Well,
Yeah.
the only,
Should
the
we
only,
get involved
the
with
only,
this?
the only thing is, though, as soon as you open it up or encourage people to think that they can get permission to use it, then you're going to talk about mischief. It's not going to necessarily be owl calling. It's going to be a place where they can get out of the sight of the police department so that they can do what they want to do. It can be drinking, it can be
Well,
whatever.
that happens. I mean, that's going to happen.
I know,
And it's not going to,
but
activity, anything that we say in this ordinance is not going to encourage that.
Well,
That just happens
I would
by
hope,
human nature.
yeah, because it would, unless advance permission is given. See, but if a party moves in, let's say you've got a trail, okay? A party moves in and you're the neighbor next door, 2 doors down, and a party comes in at dusk, okay? And you don't know really what they are, and you don't really feel like you have the right to go in and ask them, what are you guys doing here? You have permission. And then next thing you know, about 3 hours later, you hear all this loud singing and whatever else is going on in the back.
Wouldn't you just call the local police and say this is going on?
Well, this is what I'm alluding to.
Yeah.
But I understand that. But the idea is that you wouldn't challenge them that they have permission, that they don't have permission, as long as they got that advance permission granted by the public safety department, because you don't know whether they have. So who's going to challenge them on it when they move in? So you got to have somebody challenge you. I'm not going to go out there and challenge them if I know it's possible that they could have permission.
Well,
Because
But
they
again,
say
if-
what house I come from, and the next thing
if
I
the
might have
police-
broken windows in my house.
If the police know that there's been permission given, to me, it's common sense that they would swing by and see how it's going.
yeah.
I mean, if you tell them you're going to be out of town, they swing by and check your house.
Well,
I
see,
mean,
if somebody-
this is, and what I'm telling you is from the experience that they have with the playscape over on right off Macomb Street.
well, the playscape, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
I mean, it's
It's anything but a playscape over there.
well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that this is the kind of thing you encourage when you open it
Yeah,
up
but you can't see anything
to
going
use
down.
after dark. The
That's the
police
problem.
cannot really police it very well. So it's something that you're inviting trouble if you allude to that. But like somebody that's going to go in, I don't know how big a group owl callers are. What is it, a small group, 3-4 people?
Well,
I don't know.
this was a one-time event last year.
How many people?
God, there was probably 30.
That many people
Wow.
That's a
for
lot.
2 owls?
No, I mean, we heard quite a few owls, and there was a presentation.
What were they, screech owls or barn owls?
It was screech owls and great horned owls is what
Well, that's
we,
it. Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
but, yeah, that's,
The point is, I think, in other words, the only reason I put this in here originally, and my thought is that if there's an organized group that wishes, like the Boy Scouts or some group from the Conservancy, that has, in other words, wants to go in there after hours for an event, okay, then they have to get advance permission. Now, whether that permission is given or not is up to us and the police department. If I have 10 guys come up to me and say, hey, we'd like to have a party after night, I'm going to say, no way,
We want to have a paintball
Jose."
party after night. You say, no way, Jose.
No, it has to be an organized group.
Only as if it's your house, right?
So that's the only reason it was in there, in my mind, was to make provisions for an organized group to have an activity in there. Legitimate group.
Right.
And I think maybe what they would do is they'd call one of us, tell us they'd like to do it, and then we notify the police department it's going to be done, and so that they're aware of it.
Now,
That's the only reason why it was in there. Not
So-
the fact that we're going to, it's got to be a legitimate group.
so do we
Like-
feel comfortable with this,
Yeah, I feel comfortable with it.
Roberta?
I do.
I do. Woody?
Nothing's wrong with it. No, to me, except nothing. Nothing's wrong with it.
Now, is there anything else in here that should be changed?
Well, as I go back to my comments
Yeah.
that I emailed,
Yeah.
I think for number one, I said that I thought we should be explicit about the fine.
Okay.
Yeah, right. The fine was 500,
Right.
and it was posted, and Raythel, somebody said 50, and he said, let's do 500, and it was voted on.
Yeah. Okay, so we want to put the 500 back in?
Why not?
I did. I had it in, and then somebody said take it out, so I took it out.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hell
putting
no.
it back in again.
Whether it might not do a damn bit of good.
Well, I can tell you how it'd work out. If the fine, when it's collected, would be given to the person who reported it.
No, the fine gets it to the,
No, the fine, that's the way you get the people who would see somebody dumping junk. Then they would return it in, but otherwise, then people aren't going to turn people in for dumping it.
if they take the money and give it to the dog farm or give it to somebody.
No, I'm talking about reward you for reporting it.
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that,
Because you want the 500 to reporting because you want to replace your broken windows.
well, but
Well, that's with any
I know that.
violation, There was an instance where, well, there's been instances where people have dumped and a fine has been assessed, but there was one where on the wildlife sanctuary where some guy drove his truck in there, was dumping stuff out of the truck, and he was fined big time.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. All right.
And then the other comment I had was on number 2, where it says a fine and/or impounding of vehicles could be imposed. I thought that "could be" was too wishy-washy.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Which
Will
one are
be
you
is
talking
better.
about?
Number
Number
2.
two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think penalties they're at the discretion of the ticketing officer or the judge or whatever.
Okay.
But if we say, so we should sound stern even if,
We get wishy-washy in the end, huh?
right?
well,
That's like parenting,
All
right?
you
Well,
can do is try.
but
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and I agree with you that the idea is that then this by making it the way it says could, it means that then they could excuse their friends.
Yeah.
Somebody that they knew or somebody that had a reputation or something like that. They say, well, okay, we'll let you go.
Okay, what other comments did you have?
I think that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Well, I thought the 2 you made about we should include disturbing the peace is not allowed someplace.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, that's normal, isn't it? Normal. Isn't that what goes on now? We disturbing the peace, people make phone calls. Don't they? At least I do.
Well, I think it's
Well-
always good to add things.
I think that would be good in there. And then your other suggestions, removal of living plants or animals from any open space is prohibited.
See, I forgot.
And then, I'm not sure how we could encourage things like leaf collecting, but
No,
But
the leaves go away. I mean, people dump the
I
leaves.
think just the
better
idea
than
of living
rocks.
plants would be fine. And then
We
I
looking at
think
the
you're the
same-
one that made the concept about removing your dog waste some way. Dogs are permitted but must be on a leash.
I see that a lot more and more and more. People are not picking up.
You know, at one time it was very well done, and you're right, people are getting sloppy
Yes, they
about
are.
that.
And I see them all the time.
But you know
Yeah,
why?
so we should
You know
add-
why? Because it's
Yeah.
not being enforced. You know,
Well, then the
people
Yeah,
are
I
police
still-
think we
department
should
got
add
people
those
not being
three
reported.
things, just like you
Let the
suggested.
police department, that's what they're doing. They're
so.
supposed to enforce it,
Remember.
aren't
Well,
they?
I don't know that
Not
they,
me.
If I don't print it off, I won't remember it.
Right.
Okay. If you're making notes there, why don't you give them to me? I'll give them to Wally, and I say, Wally, this is what we want you to review with the lawyers and with the board. So far, I got the $500 fine. I've got will be
be.
imposed by violators.
Yeah,
And I think what I took out of here, because somebody didn't want it defined, is the disturbing the peace.
now let's go back to the original.
In fact, I think I threw the original one out.
No, I've got the original here.
You
so-
do.
Illegal conduct or disturbing of the peace is not allowed. That was point number 4
Okay,
in the original.
okay.
So maybe we don't need the illegal conduct, because that's kind of redundant or something.
Yeah.
but-
But I do think it's a good idea about
Yeah.
removing living plants or animals from any open space is prohibited.
Yeah, in other words, what our guideline is, you leave nothing but footprints and you take
Yeah,
nothing but pictures.
Right.
Yeah. Tree cutting is prohibited, also dead wood cannot be relieved from, or live plants. Dead wood, okay. Live plants cannot be removed. Is that what you want to put in here now?
Living plants or animals.
or animals.
Okay,
I mean, I'm assuming we don't want people to make off with frogs and,
no.
I don't know.
Can I,
I think
Right.
Pat probably has the best.
Okay.
But, I mean, we can we can email it to. Do we want to say, I mean, does it cause confusion if we have a specific tree cutting event and then we say tree cutting is not, should we say tree cutting is not allowed except during,
By us.
Yeah,
you know?
oh, we're not cutting.
That would be a
For
good
the most
idea.
part, we're not cutting trees in open space anyway.
tree cutting
It's
is
not
prohibited.
on-
Also, dead wood cannot be removed from open space unless approved
Approved.
via a waiver
Yeah,
from the
we've already
township
got that
office
in.
and observed by a member of the open space committee.
yeah, that's already in.
Now, basically, what that means is that when we have our wood cutting event, that's fine, okay? If somebody wants to come in and, at a different time to cut some dead wood, and they want to get a waiver from the township, and if any of us want to go out there and observe while he's doing that,
That's fine too, but one
We
of
can
us
do
got to
that.
be there.
that's right,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay?
So
That's-
for
that's covered.
number 7, how do we add about the removal of dog waste? Dogs are permitted but must be on a leash, and
Should we say pet waste must be removed, must be
I like
picked up
that.
and removed from the open space area? Because most of these don't have garbage bins, right? So,
I see a lot of people are very conscientious and they bring their own bag and
Right.
Yeah,
they
I
do
do
pick
too.
it up like they're supposed to. But then I see a lot of people on Meridian that doesn't. I'm not talking about a big area. I saw them from like Church Road to First Street of West Crop Gardens in that area and in different other areas. Meridian down here, sometimes they don't pick them up. I'm not gonna be the police and jump out. You didn't pick your stuff up, you know, 'cause
Do you
unless I'm
have,
carrying my
you
gun.
have this in your email, don't you?
Yeah, most of it.
Okay. If you go on, can you update it and give it to me, and I'll make sure that the proper people get it?
Okay.
And then we'll give it to Wally and say, Wally, this is what we want you to, and make sure we give it to everybody in the committee. Okay?
Okay.
And it's just what we discussed. Okay. So you bet.
So when I update this, should I say that this is the Open Space Committee's final draft and send that to the Conservancy and see if they,
Yeah,
That's
final
good.
draft
That's
is
fine.
good.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
Send it to me, and then I'll give it to, make sure Wally gets it, and with directions from the committee to review that with the attorneys.
Okay.
Good.
And all I'm saying is that if, for sake of argument, I don't think this will happen, if this is not adopted as an ordinance, official ordinance, we could still post it. Okay?
Yeah, we can still post it even if it's not an ordinance, just change it if we have
Right.
to.
So just update it, get it to me, and then I'll make sure it gets to the proper parties at the township board.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for
Sure.
doing that.
And then
Okay.
once all that gets finalized, we can, in our survey, refer this, that there is an ordinance or blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Okay. That's done. Okay, the next item was the trail policy. I'll pass this out, but we've talked about this. This is the one that we sliced and diced and talked about
How many
and
times?
reviewed and revised
How many times we slice and dice it?
a year and a half ago, and it was presented to the township board, and for whatever reason, it was deleted, or not deleted, but it was a tie vote, which means it was not adopted. I have one question, or two questions. First of all, do we want to proceed with this and try to get it adopted as a formal policy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if they don't approve it, to hell with it. We ain't gonna do it no more.
Now, secondly, I believe we've covered everything in here, so I don't think, is there any areas in here where we should make any revisions?
Why? We revise and revise.
We revised, it's been reviewed by the township board
Yeah.
prior. So,
I got an extra one.
I've got one.
No, I
Okay.
got two of them.
Maybe with the new board, we can get it through.
So what you want me to do, give this to Wally and say, we have agreed, this is what we want, and we want you to put this on the agenda. And you talk to the board about it, okay? All right. So that's done. Okay. Bert, the meeting with the Conservancy is a week from, yeah,
Well-
okay.
Yeah, I left a message for Liz, but I haven't had a chance to follow up with her about when we all meet informally, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah. Now, normally what happens at the annual meeting, and I did not go to the last one, I was tied up. Usually they ask one of us to come up and give a kind of a brief overview of what's happening with the open space. But I think what you want to do is you want to set up kind of like an informal discussion type of meeting between the Conservancy and our committee. Okay?
Yeah, and my notes had all four committees, so,
Yeah.
right.
So,
So I was checking with Liz to see, whether
You
the
said that
timing of
was
the
November
annual,
2nd, right?
right, and that's the annual meeting, and then that's usually followed by the board of the Conservancy has its first official, new board meeting. So, so it was,
Is this
I
a
have-
Centennial Farm?
Right. Right. So the question is whether it's, are people going to be willing to hang around long enough to have another meeting
Or should we have it at another time?
another time, right? So, yeah, let me check with her and
Okay,
see what
that's fine.
her thoughts are.
All right. Okay. The last item on the agenda is the review of the open space assignments. Is there anybody that wants to, would like to change their current assignments that they have? Are they happy with them? Unhappy?
My husband and I did the Corneffel property yesterday,
Yeah,
so this is our report.
okay.
And then, so we tried to do Park Lane and Stout, but we couldn't figure out how to find it,
Okay.
you know, or how to access it.
Okay,
So so we ran into a problem there,
okay,
Yeah.
and that's as far as we got in our.
okay.
So we did find, there's a toilet in the Corneffel property off of
You mean a
Thoroughfare.
discarded used toilet?
Oh, they had a
Yes.
house on top of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's just sitting in the woods.
Okay,
So, so it's in my report. So there's liquor bottles, pop bottles, and this toilet off of Thoroughfare on the east side, about 300 feet north of Magnolia. And so, I mean, that's a big property, and then we walked a trail off of Magnolia, Morkland.
okay.
So I'm assuming that's still part of the Corneffel property. And, I mean, there wasn't much there. So,
Okay, that toilet is something, that's something that needs, we need to get somebody in there with a small truck or something to remove it.
Probably not. If it's just a regular toilet, you can just go in with a wheelbarrow and take it out.
right.
Who's
Yeah,
gonna
you
pick it
could.
up?
What?
Who'd you say picks up?
I said a toilet.
Okay. And,
Right, I mean, you
In a
wouldn't,
wheelbarrow.
right.
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Is it something that we should
You're
get
not going to
CNC
be able to
in
drive
there
a
to
truck
pick it
in there.
Huh?
You won't be able to drive a truck in there.
No.
It's not that far off the road.
Well,
Yeah, we didn't have
it
anything
got
that-
there because somebody was easy for somebody to
Right,
discard
right,
it there.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, you're
Yeah.
not gonna find heavy stuff
Well,
in the
Thing
depths of.
like that, if I were to find that on my own space, I'd just go ahead and take it out. Haul it out if you can. If you're not able to, that's a different story, but something like that. But, like we had cars discarded that were in open space properties.
Yeah, went up Meridian,
Yeah.
a couple cars in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can, my husband and I can wheelbarrow it out at some point,
Yeah.
but we weren't equipped to do it yesterday.
What I'm saying is
How,
that if.
how far out are you talking about? I mean, how far off the road? 100 feet, 200 feet?
Less than 100. It's pretty close.
Yeah. This is what I would think, because somebody just parked their car and then took it out there and
Right.
threw it.
You're right, it was more work to do that than just to put it in front of their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. People do
Usually
that.
the
Well-
people that do that don't live on the island.
I can't imagine that somebody is going to drive onto the island to dump something like that.
They do
You would be surprised.
it. Lots, a lot of boulders.
About 4 years ago, I should have
Stuff like that.
taken you through the area by Centennial Farm.
Yeah. But that was,
That area, there was a complete, we call it the front end of a vehicle back there. Okay? So a toilet is something small.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so it's something that should be removed. Okay, just let me know if I should get TNT in there to remove it, or if you want to take it out to the road and they can pick it up, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk to my husband. We can probably haul it out.
Okay, just let me know. And if it's too much bother, I can get TNT to go in there and pick it up. It might cost us $50 to pick it up, but so what?
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's as far as we got.
Oh, okay. I think what Berta's done with her property is something that we should do periodically with ours. And now is about the best time to do it. It's dry, it's not real damp. The spring it gets pretty mushy back.
Yeah,
Well, some of the property you can't even walk through, some of the trees.
Yeah.
yeah,
Really
some of
close,
it.
and a lot of small
So-
stuff, so you can walk right in it.
So I'm talking to myself because I got the Manchester Woods area, which is about 150 acres. So I'm going to have to go back in there and see what I can do.
153. What, that one that we cleaned up on East River,
Yeah, the one that.
is that the other end of
TNT
your
came in and
Manchester?
cleaned
Is it
it
by
up.
Elba?
Yeah.
TNT came
before
in and
that.
cleaned that up, too.
Because that, remember, that's where we found that washing machine that's still there.
Yeah,
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, that's the one that we were working on, and then,
Yeah, I think
TNT
somebody
came
told me
in
to
and-
just paint it black and nobody would see it,
Yeah,
but it would
right.
be a better idea to get rid of it.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll get
well,
TNT to take it
really,
off.
you get something like that, really, and, you know, if you need help to get it, just speak up and we'll get some help.
Yeah,
We
because
go in there and take it out.
that really
I
should
don't
be
want
in there.
us,
That kind of thing, is not,
And there's also a lawnmower in there too. And then on the trail that we've been working on, are we gonna have that post that has that big cement block
Yeah.
on it taken out?
I got to get in touch with the DPS on that.
Okay,
Okay, and we either get DPS or TNT.
somebody? Because that
I
sucker
knew
is
you were
heavy.
going to talk to me about that
Uh-huh,
tonight.
yeah.
Okay. Take it.
Who's accountable for that area where the washing machine is? I mean, where is it on our list?
The washing machine is located.
The East River Road where we
Yeah.
had the tree cutting,
Yeah,
where
that's mine.
that's yours,
Yeah.
okay. That's the one that you said comes all the way through from?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna put a sign to let us?
Yes, that's right.
Gotcha, okay,
So if there's a washing machine back there, I'll have to get it out.
okay.
you can do your wash when you get back there, too.
Yeah. Woody and I will do that in
Yeah,
our
right.
spare time.
Too
Okay.
bad you can't put it back in the person's front yard to put it there.
I'll put it in your.
I think we could get somebody to take that out of there for you. All I have to do is call John Keim, and he get it out of there for me in a matter of minutes.
Okay. All righty.
Okay.
I have,
This is the kind of thing that really is it's an eyesore
yeah,
when somebody can see something like that, and I'm talking about visitors or residents in the area. If they can see discarded stuff like that, that should be picked up and taken out of there.
yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, is there anything else you want to bring up before we,
No, I've got the rest of my trails to do yet. I've been
okay.
spending time having fun on my other trail.
Well, that's good.
Do I hear a motion then?
Yeah, motion.
Second.
8:20,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're finished.
We're done.